We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. The volume.
Hear the drummer get wicked. Here we go again. Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother, what's happening?
What's going on, bro?
Man, I was telling you right before we got on, man, I've been feeling like groggy all day long, man. I wound up yesterday. Landon ended up being he sounded real congested, probably starting like Friday-ish, right? And so it was me and him. I started giving him a little bit of medicine and everything. And you know, number one concern these days is once you start to get cold like symptoms, flu like symptoms, whatever it is, though, man. You think like, all right, you know. So I wound up giving him some medicine and everything like that over the weekend. And so sure enough, though, man, when he said that he had like a little bit of a sore throat, I was just like, okay, now he did check the box too, right? Boom, 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 no temperature, nothing like that, and everything, right? So sure enough, though, bro, I wound up. So when he said he had the sore throat, I was like, okay, I'm feeling like I'm a little hoarse myself, right? But usually I am like after I get done playing basketball, I typically sound like a little hoarse just because I'm doing a whole bunch of talking, whatever, right? But so sure enough, though, I heard him cough over the night. One time, all it took was one cough. That was it. I was like, all right, we ain't having you go to school. So then I was like, I'm trying to find, I'm thinking, let me go ahead and at least have him tested, get him COVID tested, and I'll go ahead and get COVID tested because me and him been kicking it real hard this weekend. And I got up feeling a little groggy this morning. I was just like, all right, you know what, man, whatever he kind of have, a bug or whatever it is, though, man, I know I got to have the same exact thing. So, fooled around, bro, and drove around, got the little COVID, couldn't find anywhere that had everybody was by appointment now, right? So you couldn't just do any walk-ins for it. So they was like, yeah, well, we ain't got no appointments available until like next week. I was just like, man, let me see what's up. So I bought the at-home kit, right? And so been wanted to see what that was hitting for anyway, though. So I got the at-home kit, and sure enough, though, man, your boys tested positive, man.
Who did?
Both of us tested positive.
I thought you tested negative, bro.
We tested positive for being some real G's over here, bro.
Oh, okay.
No, we tested negative though, bro. But it was just one of the things. But I felt hella groggy though, man, and I felt almost like all day today, man. I felt almost like how when you have a cold, but you just don't have like it feels like I had almost like a cold with no cough and with no sinus issues. I just feel groggy, basically, though, man. So it's crazy, man. We got some things to talk about, though, man. Can we get that music one time?
It doesn't matter what your name is.
The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
If you
of all
smell
time.
what the it doesn't matter what your name
The
is.
Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
And listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers Facebook and YouTube page. I'll be live on both platforms. Every streaming. Hey, be like the homie on last week that jumped in from Europe that was in the comments. Yo, that was real dope. But your boys and them over here COVID free though, man. So I'm still feeling like I'm back now. Hey, you remember before last year, if I stepped out the house, I was on my third flu when I came back in.
Bro, you be taking it to a whole new level.
I'm back at it, bro.
Yeah. And for somebody to be such a germaphobe and for somebody to be so sincere about minding COVID, and then you bailed out on me on getting this vax, bro.
So the people's caused that issue, man.
How
If
did
they
people
didn't
cause it,
say
bro?
that,
They didn't say nothing that we didn't already know.
man. But there they did when they came
they
out
didn't.
there. When the peoples came out there and said, "Are we approving the third shot?" I was just like,
Charles,
okay, but
we talked
they
about
must have heard
bro.
us.
Yeah, because we said it's gonna be, bro. It's this vaccine does not stop you from getting COVID, just like the flu. So the thing is that it's going to be like the flu. You're going to get an annual booster. That's what it's going to be. So the thing is,
but I'm saying the people stopped us because but this, they heard us talking about it, and then by the weekend after I had canceled that, they came back and said no, FDA approved the whole thing. Now, if they would have said that before I would have got my shot, I would have rushed in, moved up my appointment to get it.
But here's the crazy part, though, bro. What they said was if you had condition the preconditions, then get the booster. So it still wasn't even talking to you.
Yeah, but my thing, it was the principalities. We talking about principalities behind this. My principle at the core of me was saying at the time, how are you going to approve a third shot or recommend a third shot when you haven't approved and recommended the whole thing? I got a problem with that. But I canceled mine, changed my mind, changed your heart. A couple days later, they was listening on the podcast. Somebody from the CDC and FDA said, you know what? Them Slash brothers got a point. And they changed it on up. And by Tuesday's episode, we was here. We was FDA approved. But they waited. If they would have said that earlier, I would have been good though, bro.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, man.
I am not forcing nobody
Until
to get that
then,
back, bro.
It's third flu anytime I step out. It's about to get cold season anyway out here though, man. And which is interesting too, because let me tell you. So on Sunday, I'm back at it in my city league. I got I'm out here with my young boys out there, Swanee, right? And this time around, so when we played in Doraville, I had like some OGs, and it was like a 50-50. Like half the team was like 35 and up, half the team was like under, and the other part was under 25, right? So this time around, right, I feel like I'm almost like the Udonis Haslam of our team, though, bro, because it's like I'm literally like our coach on the court while I'm out there, right? Except the difference is that unlike UD, I'm trying to give you them buckets, though, man. I'm trying to get at it, but it's like it's funny though because when I got sick, I was thinking like, dang, you know what, man? When I was feeling sick, I was like, you know what? I haven't coughed and I haven't been doing anything like that, but I was thinking like, shoot, man, if I did get the vid, I'm gonna have to fool around, and now I can't play with my boys. I got to da. I'm already gonna miss one game and everything. So, but that was one of the first things that came to my head. It's like, dang, I got my game on Sunday though, man. But it's cool though, man. It's cool.
Yeah, man. It's just been a lot of music going on over here. I got a session tonight to mix Brittany Rose stuff. And then I've been playing this mobile game, and I've been getting my behind kicked today, so I ain't playing it no more the rest of the day. But other than that, man, what we got popping today?
Listen, man, we that last going into the Friday episode on Sunday, matter of fact, Jake Paul, Tyrone Woodley had the fight. Jake Paul won, right? Some people said it was a split decision for one. So one judges had Woodley winning every single round, right? Some others had, Jake Paul winning every single round. And then there was that other, that middle guy, whatever though, man. I didn't particularly watch the fight because, to be quite honest with you, I wasn't interested in watching it. So I wasn't going to pay $60. I didn't pay $60 to watch Floyd fight. So I'm not going to pay $60 to watch somebody who's an amateur fight, for one, which is another thing that we got to talk about though, Ace Kennedy, because with all things considered, he's doing better numbers than a lot of boxing He's not doing Canelo numbers, but there are a lot of boxers who ain't doing the numbers that Jake Paul is doing on these pay-per-views, and that's still pretty impressive for somebody who's an amateur.
Well, that's because it's the best thing in boxing right now. Like the thing is I mean, I understand that there probably are some boxing fans, but when you talk about the casual people, like the casual people kind of moved over to UFC because there's more people getting knocked out. You know what I'm saying? People love to see other people get knocked out. And so the thing is that now people are wanting to see Jake get knocked out. So that in itself is its own sport. So I applaud him for building this empire, him and his brother, for getting people to come and see him fight, or to see him get knocked out. And he actually selected a nice opponent who actually looked the part that you believed that he could lose to him. So I again salute him for that. Now, when it comes to him winning, I don't. There's no question in my mind he probably won. I didn't watch the fight either, but Jake has been studying to be a boxer, so he knows more technical stuff than a UFC fighter. When you might have been training for however long that you train as a UFC fighter in a boxing capacity, once you feel yourself in danger, you're going to revert back to what you know. And the most training that he's done is UFC. So he's not looking like he's looking for the knockout, where Jake is looking for, hey, I'm trying to get the most punches landed. And so for that, it didn't surprise me that he won. Plus, it keeps the mystique alive that he's still undefeated. He can still make that bag. And I mean, there's just so much money to be made by him winning that fight.
Here is an interesting thing, right? You talk about the bag. So take a step back here. I think that it is saying something, right? That he is fighting people who have less boxing experience than he has, right? So I say that to say that Tyrone Woodley, while it was a contact sport, his background and specialty was wrestling, right? He was a collegiate wrestler, right? And that was what he was known for. I don't think that anybody saw him as a knockout artist like some other guys, right? Or boxer. So I think it is something to be said that he is picking out guys so far that have less than. And so to me, it's not that you're stacking the cards in your favor, but you do have, even though he's the younger guy, right? That's something as well. Like he's in his 20s, early 20s. He's picked a guy who's been retired for a few years, who's 39 years old, who has. So there's a lot of things that lined on up. With that being said, though, Ace, the boys made $2 million apiece from the fight, right?
Yeah, but go ahead. I'm sorry, finish your point.
So my thing is this. Okay, so I think if you're a boxer, if you're a real boxer, right? I'm not saying that if you somebody like, you know what I'm saying, Bud Crawford or any of those guys in that middleweight division and everything like that, Earl Spence and like that. But if you are an experienced boxer, this is the same thing that I said with Floyd. Why wouldn't you sign up to fight Jake Paul? Because Tyrone Woodley said that he got paid more than he had ever gotten at UFC, right? And he didn't take the punishment. I mean, he never at one time to me that I felt like he got rocked. If anything, from the highlights that I saw, he threw the more punishing blows. And so I'm just sitting here thinking, like, if you're an experienced boxer, right? Somebody who is a boxer, I don't see why you want to be like, listen, I want all the smoke. You know what I'm saying? You out here fighting these celebrities, fighting me.
But that's the thing. For one, Tyrone Woodley is somebody that was knocking people out. That's the reason why it was more credible for him to fight him this time. Yes, he's still a UFC fighter, but this is also the grand scheme of what Jake and Logan are trying to do, because they are punking Dana, because they're like, yo, bro, these boys out here making that bag that they ain't never made before.
Yes.
Why you ain't letting them get that money? So the thing is that any fighter can't fight Jake unless Dana from the UFC, unless Dana approves it. Because the thing is this, right? Let's say he lets one of his boys go out there, like one of his dogs go out there, right? And they lose. What does that do for the UFC? What they're basically saying is like, look, bro, we train with real boxers. When we're training and sparring, we're doing that with real boxers. These UFC boys' hands ain't strong enough to phase us. That's what they so they trying to punk them that way, and they trying to punk them with the whole money thing. Like, Y'all boys ain't. You need to holler at Dana why y'all ain't getting that money. The thing is that Jake is in a position and Logan is in a position to choose who they want to box. And they are strategically doing that, knowing what it looks like and the fact that each person that they're getting is somebody else who's credible, who's somewhat credible. So even like the people on the undercard, right? Now these boys is getting some shine they ain't never got before. And
Facts.
some of them might get to fight Logan. Like if he's like, yo, I want to fight XYZ. The thing is, at the end of the day, whoever Logan or Jake fights, they are basically saying, look, come get that bag. And so, and they're only doing 3 rounds. You know what I'm saying? They're doing it. Hey, I'm not mad at them for their plan, bro. Because the thing is that 3 rounds for that money, hey, and all they doing is training anyway. So I'm with it, man. I salute to them.
I mean, listen, I'm totally for. I'm totally about. I'm all for them getting that bag, right? Like to me, I think that it's like it to me. It's the epitome of a YouTuber, right? You are about views and likes and comments, right? And so I think that it's allowing him by him having even them having a split decision, right? Like think about it. He technically won and said, "Yeah, I'll fight you again if you get the I love Jake Paul tattoo," and then go ahead and go. And he said, "Okay, I'll do it." Even that's
he was
something.
supposed to get the tattoo after this loss.
Yeah, but if I'm him though, if I felt like I won and it was a split, then I'm thinking like, nah, bro, I'm not gonna get that on. I'm not gonna get that on GP. And I felt like if I honestly felt like I won, I could understand why he wouldn't.
Yeah,
but
here's
either
the
way
thing.
though, man,
Go ahead.
it is interesting though, man, how especially Tyrone Woodley, how he can say, "Now I ain't never made $2 million for a fight in UFC." Like how can you turn that down? And he came out unscathed. I mean, he doesn't seem like he took
still could've went to the club
any
after.
punishment.
Yeah. To Brittany's point, I don't want to see
Right.
Jake fight.
Right.
Conor
Listen, $2
McGregor.
million, sign me up. I'll fight him.
Yeah. I don't want to see Conor fight Jake because that's the size difference is just too much. Like Conor would have to bulk up a whole bunch. It's just that's not entertaining to me.
Ace, you coming in. Listen, Ace, you coming in real hot right now. You sounding real robotic right now, homeboy. So I ain't hear nothing you said, and I don't think the people's hearing nothing you said either.
Bro, your internet going in and out on
You hear me?
I said your internet is going in and out on my end.
No, I don't know, Ace. I think it might be you. I looked on the Facebook and the stream, and this is you breaking up. I hear you now. You Gucci now, though.
See,
Brittany said she heard you clear. Bust it.
Yeah, but no.
Run it back. I didn't hear you, though.
All I'm saying is I think that for me, I don't want to see the Jake and Conor McGregor fight because of the fact that the way I look at that, Conor would have to bulk up, and I think that it's not an entertaining fight for him to have to do that. It just because Jake is already comfortable at that weight. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like okay. So there are some people who I think who I know train. So you know who I would see him in there, who I would see him fighting against. I would love to see him go up and against Flo Rida, bro. Yeah. I've seen some video of Flo Rida training though, bro, and Flo Rida got hands, bro. And I can totally see Flo Rida jumping in there, man. Give me that. And Flo Rida's about that same weight. Flo Rida might be heavier than him, but I think that other than that, though, man, listen, he announced right after just today that he's retiring. Again, another trolling move.
Who was that?
To keep the buzz. Jake Paul said he's retiring. He's retiring as a fighter.
I ain't see that.
Yeah,
which is interesting because he just said he was 10% away from being a billionaire or something like that. I don't know. But here's the thing. I don't want to see him fight his UFC rules either because that's not where he built his stuff up from. I like him to stay boxing and making his own rules. Like he is in a position he doesn't have to conform. He makes the rules in this, and I like it that way. What other YouTube star or whatever could basically do what he did and sell out an arena on a Sunday in a sport that was kind of dying. So I'm cool with him not doing that. I don't need him to conform, because the thing is he's trying to punk Dana to begin with, and he just wants people to get paid. And so I'm with that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
my
yeah,
stance on it.
yeah. Man, listen. I get it, bro. I mean, like, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad whatsoever with it. But I am surprised that now I can see why, like, John Jones goes back and forth with them about the money. I can see why now Conor McGregor. It's like, I got a minimum check if the show comes with this. I totally get it though, man. Like, I think that for me, it does look bad though, bro, because the UFC fights, they only fight maybe twice a year. And so Tyrone Woodley was the champion, 5-time champion. So you telling me that this man then had the belt. So let's say he fought 2 times a year. And let's just say he made $1 million a fight. So he would have made in one fight what he would have made a whole entire year. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy to me though, bro.
Yeah.
For what the boys is going through, man.
Yeah, I mean, it almost feels like WWE and AEW too, bro. If you think about it, right? So the WWE boys, they're gone what 300, and let's just say 300 days a year, they're gone, right?
Yep.
And they get paid XYZ. Where these AEW boys is basically fighting twice a week. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And they getting paid that same thing. So it's just like, bro, efficiency is changing. And so the demand that you want for these people that are laying their bodies out night in, night out, yeah, you gotta look to do something different. Everybody's gonna be wanting to jump ship.
Ace Kennedy.
What's up?
Everybody seems like they want to fight Kanye now, bro.
Bro, everybody want them hands, bro.
Listen, man, Donda's out,
Mhm.
and it's really out. We've been kind of holding back after a month of a projected release date get pulled, and after all of these listening parties and listening this, that, and the other, he finally puts it on out. Ace Kennedy.
Mhm.
For starters, before we get into all of the other stuff around it, what do you think about the album so far?
It's just okay. It's different, meaning that I didn't hear a lot of drums. There was, bro, the raps were so basic. The raps were basic. And when I say basic, it's just like, I don't know. I mean, to each his own. I mean, if you listen to it, like if you listen to stuff like that, I mean, because it was just stuff coming off the top of his head, just whatever he felt like saying. I mean, it's hard to say to critique an album that's really gospel based, because it was heavy on the gospel theatrics. And so it felt like an addition to Jesus is King. So all the features was cool. The album was super long. Um, so yeah, it was just okay. It took a lot to get through it. I'm glad I had somewhere to when I had to drive, I pushed through it. But I don't know what the re-listen value is. I don't know like what, to me it feels like a performance album, something that would go hard if he performed it. But listening to it, it just was like eh. But hey, shout out to him for he got me to listen, because all the hype around it, and it's Kanye. So hey, he did it.
Brittany Rowe just completely told me that we have nothing musically in common when it comes to rap music. Because here's what's funny, H. Kennedy.
Mhm.
I listened to the album with having this discussion in mind. Look what I wrote down here. You probably can't see it because my stuff is so
I see
bright.
it. I see it.
I got Jail down as one of my songs that I like. Here's one of the standouts to me that I like about the song. Jail was the joint with Kanye on, with Jay-Z on it. Fire Jay-Z verse. Fire Jay-Z verse. Loved everything about it. My favorite song on the whole album probably is Keep My Spirit Alive, the one with Griselda on there. I thought that it was fire. What I think that was interesting though, bro, is you said the features, right? Now, mind you, this is one of the things that I think that is interesting because we've seen like who was at that song, the song that with Kanye that did when he was like, "You're such a freaking oh, and I love it." Is that Lil Pump? Lil Pump and
So yeah,
Kanye?
yeah, I think so.
So here's the significance why where I'm going with that. So I heard that, right? And I'm like, okay, what is Kanye doing with rapping with these young generations? This is like maybe two generations of hip hop under Kanye, right? So I was like, okay. So what's funny about that is that when you and I we always talk about collabing with people because it gives you and them exposure to each other's fan bases, right? You do a song with Neo, right? You instantly get exposure to let me check out this Ace Kennedy, right? Neo fan that the Ace Kennedy fans who probably who might not listen to Neo might go, let me check out some more Neo, right? With that being said, though, Ace, I thought it was interesting his young MC features because here's the thing: I've never ever heard a Playboy Cardi song. I know who Playboy Cardi is, who I only knew by name, and I still couldn't pick him out if he was standing at the bus stop waiting to get on the bus here in front of my house. Is Fabio? Oh my God, Fabio Foreign. And Fabio Foreign, the song that they have off the grid, fire song. And it's weird that I would look at that and I would think, what the hell are they going to be talking about? And with someone who's that young, right? How about that much of an age difference? You're talking about almost a 20-year age difference, basically. And I thought that the fact that it was a concept song and all of them was riding the beat, basically, I thought that it was dope. It's probably the features to me are probably some of the most shining parts of the album, just because they seem to fit so well. Even the Young Thugs parts, the little baby stuff, all of his features just seem to make sense. And then it just makes me wonder, like, for some reason, bro, I can easily see like Chris Brown and Soldier Boy not fitting on this album. Like, if it didn't match those vibes, I can totally see it. Like, but I don't know, man. Like, I
Yeah,
thought
but
the features are
here,
dope, though,
the
bro.
thing is that what Chris Brown and Soldier Boy jumping out the window, bro. This is Kanye West we talking about here, right? My thing is as much publicity that he's done with this album, with the 3 listening parties, the built sets, the just everything that's going behind it. You mean to tell me you don't think he's putting a deluxe album out where the Chris Brown song and the Soldier Boy song wouldn't be on it? Like I mean, because I heard there was some other controversy even about uh I think Childish Gambino or something like that. Like, I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, we know how Kanye is. He probably gonna wait till the boy Drake drop his and then do the deluxe Donda album. So
Hey, so I can listen. The reason why, and I see what Brittany Rowe is saying about. I see what she's saying about don't waste my time and energy to take it off. Hey, listen, bro. Me and you got songs together, and you wasn't even on my last album, right? I mean, and we got songs. We got songs that you and I have written that nobody's ever heard, that only we ride hard to. And I don't feel like it was a waste of time and energy to that it didn't make the album, right? So I wasn't that tripped out about them not making an album, although you would like to think though that with them being such a high profile, that if he had a verse from Charlie Venus on it, it doesn't matter how hot it was, I would think I'd be the more expendable person. You could take me off, that's fine, right? But I mean, some of the people that he got on there, I'm thinking like, yo, you kept them and you don't got Chris Brown on there, but
well,
um
my thing is that like Soldier Boy, he's the one that needed the verse on there more than
facts.
Chris. Chris Brown could do what he wanted to do and he'd be straight. So I don't know. Like I said, I don't I know you know what I'm saying, the boy Soldier was pulling out the receipts and everything, and this, that, and the other. But he just don't know about if there is gonna be a deluxe, and he gonna be on it. I don't know.
I don't know. Listen, maybe, right. And I understand the fact that you don't know. If you heard this album and you said, no, this one is my one, right? This is the one that I gotta get on because I know it's a classic. And I don't make the album, I might feel some kind of way about that. I ain't gonna even hold you, bro. But I think that I didn't hear Soulja Boy verse, but I ain't never heard a Soulja Boy song that made me say, ooh, that boy was snapping.
Me neither.
What? I never heard a Soulja
Went
Boy
the
verse.
whole verses, and I was just like,
Yo, Kanye, you said Kanye verses was very basic. And when you told me that, it almost made my listening to it kind of biased because I was trying to check for the penmanship on it. And I think that what's interesting about it, right, is that he said they say Adam couldn't have been the black man because he don't want to share his rib. I thought that was fire, bro. I thought that was dope for the fact that it's and I've heard somebody say that in like a comedic, not a gospel comedian, but in a clean set. And I heard that before, but I thought that it was dope how he put it in there. But I did hear how there were no drums, like there was all kicks. There's some basses, but no, like the song with Jay-Z, no drums through the whole thing until like the last 10 seconds of the song. And then he has another song that's like that. But listen, I think that with all things considered, it gets replay value for me from the standpoint of, for the same reason why, like I still listen to T.I.'s album, right? The Libra, right? I still listen to Libra. I still listen to the last Rick Ross album because they sonically don't sound like nothing else to me, right? And I like that. I like that. That I got to ask your opinion about something too. So I like that Kanye's content was not what everybody else is typically saying, right? And even then, the people who were featured on them weren't necessarily talking about the kind of stuff that they would talk about. But do you think that he was like, because he had already picked out, but did the gospel album? Do you think this was too religious? If seeing that you just did one,
I don't think so, because I thought he said that he wasn't doing secular music anymore. And on top of that, I like the fact. Here's the thing: I'm not knocking the album. I'm saluting the album. I think it's dope that he's that big of a name and can do what he wants to do. Like he has the creative freedom to just do whatever he wants to do, and that's what he did on those songs. Like there's some songs that have zero, concept. It's just him just getting on there, just speaking what he wants to speak rhythmically. And and so I didn't have an issue with it at all. I heard some other people complain about it, like they wish they would have, had the option to hear the ratchet version of the songs versus like the clean version.
I did hear that the verse. So that I listened to it all the way through, and it was the clean version, which was interesting.
There's only the clean version.
Yes, right. I had to make sure. Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 5, right? And let's talk about if we were talking about like the old Source magazine, double XL, 5 mics, or the double XL, what would you give this album on a scale of 1 to 5?
I'd give it a 3.5 mics.
Wait a minute. Okay. Time out. Let's put this in context. Let me put a little context to this. Okay, before I ask you that, let me do a comparison. And try not to be biased when I ask you this. What number would you give the Bel Air 2 live from 1995 on a scale of 1 to 5?
I'd give it a 4.
Okay. So you're saying that the Bel Air 2 live from 1999, available on all streaming platforms, is better than the Kanye album?
Yeah, because here's the thing. Like, I think both of them can be rated that way because of the fact that both artists were producers on the album and the content was everything that they wanted it to be. So the reason why I say a 4, because the when you're talking about bars, like you got to go through 27 songs to find a couple of cool gems, to where when you listening to the Bel Air 2, bars are everywhere. And so like I even called you one time out the blue, was like, bro, I just heard this. You know what I'm saying? So but the reason why Kanye even gets a 3 is not even so much about necessarily the project, it's about the marketing, because there was so much hype for the album that you had to listen to it. It was an event almost. So the fact that he got it to that point, for however it turned out, regardless of how I feel about the music itself, but just musically and everything like that, right now it's like I said, it's a 3.5 mics.
I'm gonna be honest with you though, Ace. To my ear, it's just short of classic. And when I say just short of classic, I'm saying a 4. And I would tell you this. I will tell you that the reason why I would give it a 4, oddly enough, is that you think about it. Like there are, when I think of 5 mic albums, right? A few come to mind, right? Biggie, Ready to Die, 5 mic album. Life After Death is a 5 mic album, and it was a double CD. So this isn't, the whole concept of double CDs is out the window now, right? Chris Brown just destroyed that when he put out that 149 song album, right? With that said, though, Ace Kennedy, I think he probably looked at this and said, I gotta have these songs on the album, right? I can't put this project out as a collective without having this song added to this comprehensive playlist, right? So I get that. But I think that if he would have narrowed it down to, if he would have had somebody else say, yo, yay, these are the top 15 songs, right? If he really had somebody checking that to say, you know what? No, these are all the 25 songs that are on the album, 26 songs. These are your top 15, and only put those 15s out first. And like you said, if you want to do a deluxe, then do that again. But the first listen to is going to be these songs. I think that's why. And I think that the biggest reason for that is that it's the content is so much of a repeat from the last album. You said it sounds like it's leftover material from the previous album. It does feel like he has some leftover songs and then added a few more to it, right? But what if those songs that didn't make that last album could have been left off right after you added to it? Like, that's what I'm saying. So, but with that said, though, man, I think that sonically it sounds amazing. Like, it's a classic sound that I've never heard anybody make music to. So off of production alone, I would say 3.5. If just the production, if he just got on there and just spelled, if he'd sung the ABCs, I would say 3.5 just on production. But I do give him the nod because I do think that there are some great songs, and for my ride, it has hella replay value to it too, bro.
What did you think about the noises he was making on the songs?
I haven't gotten to the point where he was making noises, bro.
Oh yeah, he was like, oh, Jesus is king.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you know what's crazy? I did hear that. So this is another one of those things, because I heard, so in my quest to give new rappers a chance, I've heard people do that before. So when I heard it, I was like, okay, it's nothing different from him doing the Lil Uzi vert. Yeah. Like, that's just common rap style now, though, that he's doing. So like, I don't know, man. Like, I was not expecting for Kanye to do a boom bap style album where, you know what I'm saying, it was sound, backpack, rapping. I wasn't expecting that. Like a lot of people would really love. So I wasn't expecting his rap cadence to be like that. But I listen, man.
I wasn't
I thought-
expecting it to be Nas. I had no expectations. I came to it with an open mind. So
Yes.
I didn't even look at any. I never watched a single listening party. I wanted to have fresh ears.
Nas's album, you make a good point, because Nas is almost the entire Nas album is somewhere between 80 BPMs and 95 BPMs. The entire album through, but it's a mood. I listen to King's Disease 1 and 2, and now mind you, they kind of flip it. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some trap in it mixed in and everything like that. But it's a whole vibe that you stay right in this little pocket and you never get out of it. But I think that Kanye's rap style, I liked it. I think that it was a good adoption of the newer style of rap that I don't think you would hear like the Locks do. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't gonna hear Jadakiss flipping his flow like that. Nah. Fabulous has flipped his flow, where he's not sounding like Migos, but I've seen him double time rap a good bit on some of the more recent stuff that I've heard outside of soul tape. So I do like that he's staying with the times though, bro. So I'm not mad at it though, man.
Yeah.
But in your humble opinion, the Bel Air 2 live from 1999. I don't know. I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't, but that's my thing. I wasn't disappointed. Listen, bro. I woke up this morning and I was already groggy. And I don't know, Britt. Before I jump on that, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. The song that he got off the grid, and in terms of songs with multiple rappers on it, Off the Grid and Keep Me Alive, I can't even think of a song that's had more than 2 rappers featured on it that's better than those in quite some time, bro.
What'd you think of the Lauryn Hill sample?
I loved it. I love that it had that neo soul bounce to it. Like it almost felt like it was like a song that you can do some house dancing to, though, bro. I can see them house boys going crazy too. But listen, I think that it might be up there. I'm not gonna even hold you. It is. If I had to say, if I was rating the Kanye's, I mean, College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation. Those are the first 4. Twisted Dark Fantasy. And this one might just be right there about that 5 or 6 for me though, bro, for Kanye. Might be a 6. Might be top 5 or 6.
Yeah. But you said you woke up this morning doing what now?
So I woke up this morning while I was already groggy, right? And in the midst of me, trying to get some cough syrup in me and everything like that, for some reason, bro, I'm seeing that Trick Daddy Dollars is trending all over Black Twitter, trending all over everywhere, bro. Did you see this?
I saw something pop up on the Breakfast Club, but I really wasn't. I'm not a, Trick Daddy don't move the needle for me. So
okay, so listen. So some time ago, Trick Daddy made it. Trick Daddy came out and said he got a crew. His crew's called the E Booty Gang. So they eat booty regular. That's what they do, right? So Trick Daddy is on Drink Champs, which, by the way, I think it's probably very easily a top 5 podcast of all time. Like I think that Drinking Champs is I think Drinking Champs, Joe Budden podcast, Seth Rogen's podcast, Slash Brothers podcast, top 5 podcast, right?
All the Smoke.
Yeah, all the smoke as well, right? So he's on there, and he was like, "Yo, what's up with this?" He was Nori was asking like, "Yo, what's up with this this E booty thing though, man?" And so Trick Daddy was like, "Hey, man, he said women are with the e-booty gang too, though, man. He was like, nah, so what you saying? He said, he said, nah, it's some women out here eating booty too. So Trick says, he said, they said, what you said? You said Trick, he said, you said Trick get his booty ate? Trick said, hey man, yeah, I can't even front though, man. Yeah, man, I get my he said Trick Daddy get ate out, bro. And with the way that he said that he get ate out, I fell out laughing. He said, so Norris like, what you mean? With your legs up though, bro? And Trick Daddy is like, sometimes, man, I'm not gonna even hold you though, bro. I'm thinking like, bro, the visual in my head, I almost threw up, bro. If I wasn't already brushing my teeth, I would have threw up, bro. And I fell out laughing though, man, because I think that he probably was a little humor, but a whole lot of truth in there. That was like a 90-10, 90% truth, 10% to make it funny though, bro. I said, oh my gosh. So the wild part about it though is, instantly the memes, the gifts, everything comes out, from it though, bro. And instantly, Ace Kennedy, instantly, bro. I think any guy, stand-up guy, any stand-up guy who ever felt like I'm not getting enough cakes at home, you should look your girl in the face and be mad because Trick Daddy's over here getting some girl to eat his booty, and all you want to do is hit the cakes. Ace Kennedy, what are we talking about here, though, bro? Like,
we ain't talking about nothing. I mean, to each his own, bro. Him, Tank, I all them boys out there that's doing it, Chris, whatever. So,
listen, bro. I don't listen. I'm not. Listen, there are a few things, bro, that I'm willing to try. That's not one of them. That's not one that I don't got to try.
Yeah, I ain't trying that either.
Yeah, that's one cool. That I don't got to try. Doesn't feel like I'm any more masculine of a man than the next man. But I can only think of two ways that you get your booty ate. You got to either have your butt tooted up or you got to have your legs cocked wide open, bro.
It ain't for me, bro. That's not in my repertoire.
I don't got to try to know it ain't for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But listen, trending all over Black Twitter. I said Trick Daddy trending. What is Trick Daddy trending for? And when I saw the interview, I was like, no.
Trick love the kids.
Trick love the kids. And listen, if you're fellas, if you one of the homies and you see this and you see Trick Daddy out here on Twitter and you watch him on drinking champs, golly.
Drink champs.
You should be mad at your girl, bro. If she's not coming off them cakes like you want, just tell her, listen, this man out here getting his booty ate, and all I want you to do is come off your cakes, though, bro. Stop playing.
Mm-mm. Oh, Brittany, I know some homeboys that do, but that ain't for me. Just because they doing it don't mean I got to be doing it. I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm good on that. Yeah, I can pass on that.
Yeah,
very easy. Listen, lastly, before we get on out of here, because we combed through these ones though, bro. No, NFL, teams are shoring up their their roster. Cam Newton got cut. People were saying Cam Newton was likely going to start the season for the Patriots, though, bro. That's crazy, huh? Am I tripping? Where's he going to go?
He should go to Houston. I think that's Houston's way to get Deshaun Watson out of there.
I didn't think about Houston.
Yeah, and of course, a lot of people, and you get him for cheap too. And of course, a lot of the Cowgirl fans is crying about getting him. So there's
they let go both of the other two backup quarterbacks, Bad and Garrett Gilbert.
Now I'm gonna feel some type of way if he don't get picked up by somebody. I mean, shoot, Washington out there could use a quarterback. Bridgewater he's starting over somebody. He could be I know Cam doesn't want to be a backup, but at the same time, he just needs to get picked up at this point. But like I said, Houston to me would be the obvious choice only because of the fact if they're trying to get rid of Deshaun Watson, that's a good way to get more of what you need on the team and let him fill the quarterback position.
Unfortunately, this is going to sound bad. Let me tell you why Houston makes sense. and I feel terrible saying it though, bro. But Tyrod Taylor, every time he gets hurt, a backup comes in and leaves Earth. He was a quarterback at Buffalo, gets injured. Josh Allen comes in and goes bananas. Give him the job. He done got a boatload of money.
Baker Mayfield.
Out at the Chargers, he goes out to the Chargers randomly goes in there to get a pain injection. They go too deep, punching his lungs. He basically has to sit out for a few games. And Josh Herbert comes in and goes and gets Rookie of the Year. And so it sounds terrible to say this.
Cleveland.
He was at Cleveland as well. And then Baker
hurt.
Mayfield, he gets hurt. Baker comes in, never looks back. Baker gets, I think he gets Offensive Rookie of the Year, same thing. So it feels terrible to say this, and I don't want to say that he's injury prone because he's had some very freak injuries that have happened. But it almost like you got to have that insurance policy, a pretty good insurance policy, because history has said that this man, he's good enough to be a starting quarterback, but he also has had his fair share of injuries, though, bro. So I think that it makes sense for Cam to go there, though, bro.
And I'm not gonna lie, too. Another place he would be good to go is your Saints, because your boy Tayshon Hill talking about he won't out.
No, that's not. I saw that, and that's not that was last year. That was before that was said before he got his contract, the new contract. That was old news, bro.
Well, even still, obviously they ain't believe in him enough to have him as a starting quarterback. You put him behind what's his name, just in case he gets throwing these interceptions and stealing some more crab legs.
Listen, I'm gonna keep it 1,000, bro. I think Jameis is gonna play good this year, bro. And maybe I'm just getting optimist because it's my team, but I think that Jameis is gonna play better than a lot of people think. And here's the other thing too about it, though, man. I think that Taysom Hill, because they paid Taysom Hill not like when they gave him money, they gave him somewhere around like $10 million. So it was like somewhere in between quarterback money and then like skills position money, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because he was taking them snaps and they told him that he was going to be the heir apparent to Drew Brees, it made sense. It's a short-term deal and everything like that makes sense. I think that they won't let him go until they see what Jameis does this year. And if Jameis goes off, I think Jameis is going to end up having at least 25 touchdowns, right? If he could have 10 interceptions, just 10, I think that we'll be looking solid. If he has less than 15 interceptions, I think that we're gonna go to the playoffs. But with that said, I don't think that they're gonna drop Taysom Hill until they see what Jameis does, because then you're gonna have to pay Jameis at some point, and so it doesn't make sense for you to pay Jameis, $20 million, and then you still have another $10 million quarterback on your roster. So,
right.
But
I don't know. I like I said, there's teams out there that could pick him up. And I don't see there's some teams out there. Like I like what Buffalo did. Buffalo picked up Mitch Trubisky and he was a starting quarterback. So they got a nice backup. So
the Falcons could pick him on up. Carolina could pick him up.
He ain't going back to Carolina though.
Yeah, but I think that he ain't going back. I'm upset. He could, in theory, right? I was thinking about who need backup quarterbacks. I mean, see, this is the thing about
it. Miami, bro.
Yeah, but see, this is the thing about it. I think that, to be honest with you, though, man, I think that once you see Cam, though, man, I think one time, bro, we saw Cam Newton and Sierra before she was with Russell. Saw them down at Atlantic Station. He's huge, age. I mean, he is literally one of the biggest people I've ever seen, bro. Like when I was just like, wow, this dude is huge. And I think that his stature, bro, is so much that I think that his presence automatically puts pressure on someone who's in front of you. So I think that that's going to be the tough part. It's like, I don't know that another team is going to get Cam and be able to say, oh, yeah, we want him as just a backup when you got this physical freak sitting here on here once your starter is playing bad. It's interesting, though, man.
But you still going to have to, with this late, that the season's about to start, though, you still need him to learn the offense. It's a lot. So I'm just saying, at this point, Cam ain't in a position to turn it down because he's not on the team. So I'm just saying there is some teams that could afford to pick him up, and it could be a viable option if something goes awry with their starting quarterback. What's going
Yeah,
on,
I
Shane?
agree. I agree. And listen, you said Teddy Bridgewater's out there in at the Broncos. I don't think Teddy is that much better than Cam Newton.
I told you, Teddy is a game manager. Unfortunately, he's not going, like, I don't see Teddy Bridgewater like doing the big, you know, comebacks or whatever the case may be. He's a good game manager. He ain't gonna lose you a bunch of games, but I don't know. So shout out to Cam. Hopefully he would get picked up.
Yeah, man. Hey, listen. Shout out to Chantel jumping in the comments as well, man. I see you out there as well. Brittany Rowe as well. Brittany said it's funny though. TV shows got to watch. So it's funny because I seen like my whole family was watching Clickbait and I didn't get a chance to watch it. So they already started. So I probably would never even go back to watch it. And
Bro,
it's weird though, man, because Sweet
no, I'm
Girl.
just
Did you
gonna
see
say
Sweet Girl with?
I didn't see Sweet Girl, but I've been I gave he's on a Apple TV show called C, and Batista joined the cast for the second season, whatever. I gave it 2 episodes, bro. I can't do it. It's not for me, bro. It felt like, because I've seen him in Frontier. I've seen him in Game of Thrones. He's like, and I'm just like, man, I'm good. But I will probably check out Sweet Girl. And I know people told me to watch Sweet Tooth. You told me that.
Sweet Tooth is good, bro.
Sarah been watching Clickbait. I got to catch a part like you. Like, she started it without me and is in like episode 8, and I caught bits and pieces of it. It's pretty good. Like, I like the little twists and turns, but I'm not gonna go back and watch the other episodes now that she done started it. So
hey, listen, so I do want to at least acknowledge Brittany Rowe's comment here. She said, I know we off topic, but I can't wait for Summer Walker's album. Listen, I think the Summer Walker album is about to be like Mary J. Blige, classic Mary J. album. And it was interesting, Ace, because I didn't schedule this as something to talk about primarily because of the general nature of it. I'm gonna tell you this. I don't think that you was following this at all. So Summer Walker was dating London on the Track producer, right?
yeah.
And I think that at some point they may have been even engaged or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she has a baby by him and everything like that. And apparently he has like 3 other baby mamas basically, and they always are like harassing harassing her about him, whatever. Well, I don't pay so little attention to that, to where I didn't know that they weren't even together anymore, right? But she said, listen, I'm not with him. Y'all said that y'all had a problem. Y'all all was saying that I was sleeping with your baby daddy. Y'all was talking about how no good he is, and I broke up with him for all the reasons that y'all said, so y'all can have him. Just leave me alone, basically, though, bro. And it was a funny leave me alone, leave me out of it, though, bro. Because it could have been. Listen, she has so many TikTok worthy moments in this whole 6-7 minute thing. I saw her put it on out there, and of course, Shade Room and all these other people picked it on up and reposted and everything like that. That's how I saw it. But listen, she was basically saying all of the baby mamas, they always are hitting me on up. Like, she was like, I was trying to make sure that the kids, do everything for the kids. And I was like trying to, let's do kumbaya and let's get everybody together for Thanksgiving and holidays and make sure these kids know each other. But she was like, but y'all always attacking me and all this slander. She was like, so I'm done. I have nothing to do with this, man. And I don't want anything to do with y'all, so just leave me alone. And I thought that it was so like I can very easily see somebody just breaking down segments of it and doing TikToks though, bro. It's crazy though, bro.
No, I love Summer Walker, bro. She definitely is in rotation with, it's her, Janae Aiko, and those are the 2 pretty much that I listen to a lot. And her, those 3.
And let me tell you what's funny. So I'm not going to even lie to you, bro. I'm so much on TikTok these days, bro. that I'm almost more impressed by people who put their music on TikTok or who sing live on TikTok. And I'm finding more people who I've never heard. Like same with producers and everything like that. I'm listening to people who does beats, and I'm listening to more singers, and I'm just like, yo, okay, I can just listen to this 2-minute excerpt, 3 minutes. I saw somebody who was in a barbershop. Somebody had just he was talking about, he told me sing, and they was like, oh, you can't sing, blah 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 blah. And they put on a song, and she told him to pick the song. The homeboys in the barbershop, he sings Sam Cooke. And so he gets out there and is ripping it. It's perfect. He had like 3 million views. And I was just very impressed with this. So I probably listened to that, watch that like 5 times, bro. But I am finding that it's almost like more than Spotify and Tidal, man. My music source now is starting to turn into TikTok though, bro. Because I mean, it's like I'm already there for starters, but they have variety, man. And I do like where you can find these little bitty diamonds in the rough that you wonder, like, dang, why ain't they signed and everything like that. There's this big girl. This is just funny. This big, I don't want to just fat shame anyway, but there's this big girl, this white chick. She has curly hair. And when I saw her, I was just like, okay, let me see what she about to do. As soon as she opened up her mouth, I was like, yo, got chill bumps, bro. So it was interesting though, bro. But TikTok has been my source here of music. But because of that though, Ace, that's where I am starting to be more in tune with the young boys' music. Plus Landon's always out there and listening to this. So I'm checking for that too these days, though, man. So yeah. Hey man, it's how the week looking for you, man?
Like I said, man, I gotta get Brittany's song mixed. Of course, we planning for the birthday party on Friday on the pod.
Yes, sir.
So that's gonna be dope. And then, I mean, other than that, man, that's about it, to be honest.
Man, you know what? I think that for me, man, I think especially with how I'm feeling groggy, I think that I'm trying to rest on up. I got some more video editing that I think I can finally do. If I can go ahead and finally push the button and help out on getting this vacay book, and then I can get this thing done, and then I am man. But that's it though. I need to just rest up, man.
Hey, well, let's get on it so you can get to that rest.
Yes, sir. Hit that music, maestro.
Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time. The Slash Brothers Podcast, the greatest podcast.
Can you dig it, sucker?